Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Find Out podcast. Happy day after Labor Day. We're recording on Labor Day, so hope you all had a wonderful 3-day weekend, hopefully ignoring a lot of the news that happened over the weekend, and in particular, big thing that blew up online, which was the Taylor Lorenz Wired story about an organization called Chorus, in which she claimed they were getting influencers on the left, signing them to contracts that stipulated that they could not talk about Chorus, and that they were going, and this Chorus group was going to tell them what they can say and what they cannot online, and that they were paid for by quote unquote dark money from a group called the 1630 Fund. So we're going to talk about this for a little bit, and I have some insight in this because I'm in Chorus, and none of that stuff is true. But it blew up online this weekend. If you want to go read it, go ahead on Wired. I'm a little mystified about what was in this because it was frankly a lot of things that were not true, a lot of half-truths, and a lot of using words like dark money to suggest nefarious actions on behalf of Chorus, which is run by an individual named Brian Tyler Cohen, who you may know as one of the biggest lefty YouTube stars there is, also an incredibly nice person. And it blew up online all over the place in particular threads, but it was on TikTok all over the place as well.
I saw.
I
was sick all weekend. Every third fucking video was about this.
I know.
Made me want to hit my head on a wall.
So let me before we get into the whole group, let me just tell you my perspective on what Chorus is because I'm in it. Chorus is a training program. The goal of Chorus is something that everybody has been screaming about on the left, in particular since Kamala lost the election in November, which was the left needs to do more with influencers, and they need to do more, with podcasts. Well, Brian stepped up because nobody else was doing it and created a nonprofit, a 501c4, meaning it is not tax deductible, but you can talk about political things, you just can't endorse candidates. From there, they invited influencers of all shapes and sizes to join, and you can be paid up to $8,000 a month in this 6-month cohort in which they teach you basically how to become an independent creator on your own so that you can, you don't have to worry about your job. You can focus on this full time, which is what the right has been doing for 20 years.
Tim,
now, I just want to be
Sorry, did you say members of Chorus cannot endorse candidates?
No. Chorus
Chorus
cannot, and you cannot use Chorus money to do that.
Right.
So you're saying that Chorus is more trustworthy than churches now in America?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, actually, they have more restrictions on them than churches.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just so we have a little perspective here.
Yeah. And I want to be clear. I don't make $8,000 a month. And I said it this weekend. I wish. I get $2,000 a month for 6 months, and it's an incredibly worthwhile program. No one has ever told me what I could say or what I could not say. No one has ever said I couldn't talk about Chorus. And really, I think what this all came down to this weekend is that people don't understand what 501c4s are, which is fair. All 501c4s.
I am one of those people.
Same.
Well,
and 501c4s, are what they call dark money. That's what they're calling dark money. Is 501c4s.
I was going to say, what the fuck is dark money?
It's just conspiracy shit, dude. This is the
Dark
thing I
money
hate.
sounds like a fucking thriller thing. Like a political intrigue thriller.
I want dark money. That sounds way cooler, right? Like it's like dark matter.
Yeah.
If dark money and regular money collide, do they create an explosion like antimatter and matter? Like this sounds something like that I want to explore a little bit scientifically.
I think it does work like that.
It's like
I think it makes a new bill with Trump's face on it because it's powered by corruption and good things.
Dude, I wrote it in a threads. I'm reading it word for word. Whether the money is dark or not, if the goal is to fight MAGA, then it's good money. The end. I got fucking eviscerated for that take.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I got fucking throttled for that take. It's crazy how many comments I got, and they'd be like, well, Gaza this, guy. Like, what the fuck does it have to do with anything, dude? It's such a stupid
look, here's somebody right here that's in Chorus that has talked about Gaza at least once a week for the
last
fucking 9 months.
We had a whole podcast conversation about it like, for 30 minutes straight.
So for clarity,
we talked about how difficult it is for Democrats to talk about Gaza while also condemning the genocide in fucking Gaza. Fuck.
So just so readers or listeners who are not know anything about this.
This is video.
That wasn't in the article in Wired, but she and some of her back and forth, because she decided to start fighting with creators, was like, well, how many people in the Chorus cohort have been talking about the genocide in Gaza? Right. To which I raised my hand and I said, we did a whole show 2 weeks ago And the title of the episode, first of all, would be something Democrats don't like, which is why Democrats keep blowing it. And then we talked about the genocide in Gaza. Let me repeat. We talked about the genocide in Gaza, which actually today there was a story in Reuters which says all legal experts on this topic
they say it's a genocide.
have come to the conclusion that it is legally a genocide.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. We have been talking about this for months. And I think that's been part of the problem too, is that there's been a lot of assumptions that have been made by people that this is some sort of nefarious DNC group. Again, no alignment with the DNC. I've never gotten a DNC dime in my life. And, you know, it's just simply not true. But because she used terms like dark money, which I have quotes you can't see, but like it makes it seem bad when it's really how nonprofits have acted forever.
Right.
I think it's just, I mean, this points directly at the thing that makes me the maddest about people, which is there's this conspiracy, like, I don't know, gene chromosome in our DNA that cuts across the political spectrum. And I think it's significantly worse on a broader array of topics on the right. But if you look at anti-vax people, if you look at like chemtrails and like the Maha people, there's like, I think I'm convinced, real quick, I'm convinced on chemtrails, somebody just misheard somebody say contrail and they were like chemtrail and they just assumed that, and then they just went with it from there. That's how I think chemtrails became.
You're probably, I mean, I don't look, let's probably not
You're
a lot
probably
thinking
right,
going behind it, right?
They're like, did somebody say chemtrails? And then their imagination spiraled out of amok.
One thing I did this weekend when I was losing my mind over this, because I've worked in nonprofits forever. So, I mean, I've known, but I worked in it. Here is a partial list of dark money organizations according to the definition in the Wired article. Right. The Oxfam America Advocacy Fund, which pushes for fair trade policies globally.
Jesus Christ. That's disgusting.
Here's another one. Planned Parenthood Action Fund.
Baby killers.
Nightmare.
Everytown for gun safety.
Gun killers.
League of Conservation Voters.
This is insane.
What's that? We on
conservatives
that
in the name, Tim.
Coal killers.
Coal killers.
You know what's like to me? This is like even if the entire article is true, who gives a shit? Like the right has been doing substantially worse.
Tim Pool got a fucking fact check from Russia for months.
$400,000 per month. $400,000 per month. Tim Pool.
Who
had the nerve to respond?
And he still didn't have
the
money to pay for a fucking receding hairline surgery.
Paul Manafort was sent to prison for getting paid illegally to influence elections in Ukraine. And he was getting paid by Russian oligarchs to throw elections in Ukraine so that he could then come over here and do the same thing. He got charged, he got convicted, and he got thrown in prison. The only reason he's getting, I think, still paid by Trump today is because Trump pardoned him the day before he left office in his first term. So money is the means to an end. And it's like, I desperately need people on the left and the right. I need everybody to understand money is not inherently evil. It can be used for evil. It can be used for good. I think the deck is stacked against it in being used for good in our late stage capitalist system. But that doesn't mean that somebody getting paid to do something automatically makes them bad or wrong. Sometimes it might just mean that they're fighting.
No,
the other
100%.
funny,
I think the thing that was most disappointing to me was the amount of creators that I liked that sided with Taylor Lorenz on this. Like there were, and I'm not going to name any of them because I don't want to do that, but there were a lot of them where I was like,
some too. I was like, God damn it.
I know. I was like, I don't understand it. And I had to, like, I did what I usually get mad at people doing, but I unfollowed them because like they are part of the biggest problem the left has. This is the biggest problem the left has.
Well,
I don't care what anybody says.
I saw this today.
Circular
that the
firing
right looks
squad.
for converts and the left looks for traitors.
Yes.
No doubt.
Exactly.
That's
Which is exactly it.
You're 100% right. Like and it makes absolutely no sense. Like I understand the moral and, all the purity stuff and you want everything to be clean. But like the amount of people I saw who I liked in the past who were saying like, look, I don't think we need to fight dirty because the right fights dirty. I'm like, yeah, we do. Like 100,000%. Anybody who's not doing that and thinking the opposite is a actual threat to us. They are a bigger threat to us than anything MAGA's doing. They are keeping us down.
100%. And so let's look at the dark. I have the 1630 Funds website up right now. Let me show you the issue areas of which they focus on. Paid leave.
Evil.
Working for paid equity, paid family leave, and a fair tax policy across the United States. They also training and supporting women and people of color to run for office. Boy, these people are monsters.
It's insane.
Rural Victory Fund, working with rural communities on resource development, field and organizing building, ensuring voting access and civic participation by supporting election infrastructure.
So it's light money. It's not dark money.
Working to reverse climate change. Healthcare for all Americans.
Rainbow money.
Right. It's like
this is the gayest money I've ever heard in my life.
Gabby.
I mean, that was full love. I mean, like, that's a loving statement.
It's so stupid that this is what we're getting upset about.
Also, here's the other part of this that is hilarious. So the major donor to the 1630 Fund is also the major donor to something called the Omidyar Fund, of which there is a journalism cohort, in which Taylor Lorenz is a member of, and which she gets paid $8,000. But she says, well, I don't receive dark money. But like it's coming from the same person.
It's coming from the same fucking funnel.
No, not the same funnel, but not the same, but the same person pushing to two funnels. Yes. You're getting the same money, but it's the different tax structure, but that's what she's hiding behind. And that's
people trying to fund good work. Wired does a lot of good work.
Why are you mad about this?
What's the problem?
There could be a nefarious person somewhere at Wired. I have no evidence that there is, but if we were to find out that some employee at Wired were corrupt and that money was ultimately coming to Taylor, would that make the things that she writes about that are true any less true or any less worth knowing?
No.
If there's
absolutely not.
If there's proof of somebody saying something that is wrong, or that they are intentionally telling you something that they don't believe, or that they know is not true, or that is against their own values, and they're telling you that because they're getting paid, then expose it. Expose that person and call out that fucking lie. Don't say all people who might look like this, like the illusion of, fuck that, dude. We are so far past the illusion of a conflict of interest. We are watching Trump.
Those they raked in like $7 billion. Like the Trump family's made like $7 billion.
Crazy. Trump himself has personally increased his net worth by $3 billion in less than a calendar year. And we're worrying about somebody getting paid, what, 12,000 in 6 months, 48,000 max. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, and here's the thing that really pisses me off. The same people whine when they're like, you watch these creators who are in like the most uncertain job area there is, because like some people's bosses aren't cool with them calling Trump out. So they're either keeping it a secret from their boss. And then the second their boss finds out, it's like either stop posting or you're fired. So they're fucked, or they're trying to do it all on the fickleness of an algorithm. So like, you ever see your favorite creator where at the end of the month they start pumping videos out because they got to make rent? Like you're mad because, somebody's making it so they can do this full time and they can do it safely and like consistently. Get fucked.
Let's game this out for a second, right? So those
was that an early teaser of Get Fucked? Was that the Get Fucked segment, or is that?
I didn't get to do my ladies and gentlemen. But let's game this out for a second, right? Like, so let's say, okay, so are these people who are critical of the 1630 Fund worried that I'm going to fight for climate change more? Or I'm going to fight for gun
it's because you're getting money
more?
To fight for it. That means it's bad.
But how are they influencing me in a negative way? Is I guess what I'm saying.
I don't think they're worried about that. Like the only thing that seems to be making this go is the Gaza shit, because like that in that thread that I talked about,
but that's
like,
non-existent. It is a literal bullshit.
Well, Lorenz made it up where she's like, well, anybody, essentially,
it's anecdotal at best.
Right. The narrative is that anybody who's in chorus has been, persuaded not to talk about Gaza publicly, which is bullshit. But then everybody just gloms onto that and goes, well, you're anti-Palestinians and you're horrible and you're getting paid to be horrible. It's like
it's just more conspiracy shit.
Yeah,
it's just it's seeing a bunch of disconnected facts, connecting them and assuming the worst, which like maybe we have evidence to do that with MAGA now and with Trump. Like that is actually Occam's razor with MAGA. Is it almost always
the worst thing is the truth.
Is the simplest explanation.
Right.
But please don't turn that on people doing good, hard work, because like I got around to thinking about it like, hey, we always talk about how there's no ethical consumption in capitalism, right? Like you can't buy a pair of shoes that isn't ultimately tracked back to something that is fucking everywhere. Terrible. Right. Human suffering, environmental suffering, or both, or maybe just somebody's losing their job or whatever.
Right.
I could also say that there is no ethical income in capitalism. If you really want to go that direction, we are all getting paid by somebody, and those people are connected to somebody who makes a lot of money. And making a ton of money is kind of fucked up when you get to a certain point. And so, you leave it to the Bill Gateses and the Taylor Swifts to hopefully try to do something good with the crazy amount of excess money they have. But it doesn't wash their hands of it, and it just puts you in this gray area. And it's really, in the end of the day, it's functionally useless to spend our time whining about it because Donald Trump just fucked over another 10 million people.
Of course, it's a huge waste of time. And it's like most people work at a job where some form of private equity is funding their income.
Right.
You don't know,
who the people are, if the money got funneled through a shell company at some point. Like, we don't know these
Everybody's
things.
getting dark money.
Everything's dark. Money is dark.
The funny thing about this was that first of all, I did disclose my income for 5 straight years when I was in the federal government, including all of my investments that I had.
Tim made $7.25 an hour.
Yep, $7.25 an hour. Worked a second job. No, but when I asked people, I was like, well, okay, if you are mad at where I'm getting my money from, what's in your mutual fund? Mm-hmm. Which are because I guarantee you there's an oil
I don't have anything to do with that.
Right. I don't have anything to do with that. Well, I don't have anything to do with the 1630 fund either.
Right.
So exactly. And the other thing I want to point out, because there's obviously four gut dudes yelling about this, the person who did just like tremendous work on this weekend was Elizabeth Booker Houston, who is an attorney, and I think she's also a master's of public health or something like that. And she just she was just a rock star and like breaking down the problems with this, where it's wrong, and also just the leading things that are, as a journalist, like they sometimes, not good journalists, will say things that they know they can get away with because people will take it a different way. And that clearly happened in this piece, no doubt about it. And she just like shredded her to pieces. And look, like I've been friendly with Taylor in the past. I've had no issues with her. She's written some really good pieces, but I just think on this one, she's just flat wrong.
Yep.
Flat wrong.
She did what she's accusing all of the creators of doing, which is she got paid to do work.
Right. Exactly.
And whether you think the work is good or bad or neither is a matter of debate. And this is the least of our concerns. Go watch Fox News and find issues with whether they call themselves fair and balanced and report accurately on the news. And that's why I'm not even coming after Taylor Lorenz. Like I have a journalism degree. I wrote about this on Substack extensively because I'm caught in the middle. I don't know her personally. I'm also not part of Chorus. And so when I look at it, I just see somebody doing kind of old school journalism, which is I'm going to call out everything I see indiscriminately. And if I see something that is a story, it's like if it bleeds, it leads used to be the thing. Yeah. If you can get eyeballs and attention, if you can get readers and subscriptions with spicy content of any type, you do it.
That kind of spicy content.
I mean, we still haven't seen your feet, Luke, but that's another conversation.
They're in high demand.
I've been sending you DMs under so many different names on Instagram, and you still won't cave, dude. The integrity of this guy. But she is just doing old school journalism, and like, I'm sorry, this is why I'm not a journalist. Right now is not the time for old school journalism. Right now is the time for, I'm going to tell you all of the facts that happened in the world, but I'm also going to very carefully package up what I think about those things, and I'm going to deliver it to you in the most infectious way that sticks in your head. So you say it to all your friends and family and neighbors, and you repost it, because I believe that what we are doing together is better than what would happen if we just said, well, I told the truth and we'll see what happens, because we're seeing what happens and it's fucking awful.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I think there were a couple of good things that came out of this weekend. First of all, so many more creators learned about Chorus and applied. And I was encouraging people. I was like, you should apply. You all should. Everybody who does this for a living or a part of a living should do it, because I've been in social digital for 20 years and I still learned a bunch of stuff. Like, I wasn't an expert on YouTube thumbnails and like how actually yellow arrows like actually work to drive views. And there's all these things, these little things that change every few years, because once something becomes the thing, it gets ruined because then everybody does it.
Right.
So there was a lot of interesting stuff. And also apparently there were some donations to Chorus, which is also great, because that's the other thing. They take money small dollar up to big dollar. Like, they're not just like some like front for some, like, well, I guess the billionaire behind the 1630 fund is a very liberal environmentalist, but okay, but whatever. The other thing, I know, right? Saving the world.
Yeah.
If you rearrange the letters of chorus, it actually spells out George Soros. You can do it with a wand like in Harry Potter.
I knew there had to be something behind this. But seriously, no. The other thing, and this is what I think our listeners will really like, and I think this is a bit of a looking into the window of 2026 and 2028. Chorus stayed out of this. Except for Brian did a video, and which you should go watch. Brian Taylor Cohen did a video, which he took down every piece. It's fantastic.
His video is just deadly.
It's
flawless.
Deadly. It's just like mic drop stuff,
and it's long. It's every detail.
Oh, it's like 6, 7. Yeah, I mean,
let me tell you end to end what happened.
Not trying to hide anything,
right?
No, you should go.
And also, it's calm and
Brian.
It's real.
Brian is exactly like he is on air. Like I've talked to him on the phone, one-on-one. I've been in meetings with him. He is a guy that cares about this country and realizes that there is a problem, and he went about trying to solve it when nobody else would do it. And so the shit that he's gotten this weekend has been so out of control. I think we're past it now, and I think people have realized that, like, oh, this is good. Yeah. But the other good thing that I wanted to say about this, which doesn't always happen, is that all of the creators basically got together and said, fuck this. We are not going to let people talk badly about us. We are going to fight back, which is something that the left has been asking all of us to do forever.
Right.
And so it's not about Taylor and it's not about Chorus, but like all of these people are starting to get to know each other. They're understanding their lanes, and everybody kind of came together from their own perspective and was like, we're not putting up with this. And this is what Democrats need to do is fight. Yep. And so this was a good early, we're going to call this a spring training game this weekend. And everybody got their swings in. We got a little jogging, ran to first, second a few times.
I threw up several times.
Yeah. Like Brian hit a home run, like Brian Taylor Cohen, so I think overall it will be good in the long run, but it was a messy weekend. So
it was messy.
I think it actually leads us pretty nicely into a statement that maybe Zach wants to share with us, where I don't know if it's a hill you'll die on, but I feel like you have a take coming out of this that might be. I
hope it's not
take.
Too hot.
Is it a warm take?
Right. Well, I think for some of our listeners,
fucking room temp.
On Kelvin, what temperature is this take?
Kelvin.
I don't think it's like a super hot take. I think most of our listeners will agree with this, but I think there'll be a segment of them that'll look at it and go, I don't think that's true. Look, I think this kind of flushed out the fact that there's a lot of like very just like moral purist leftists that don't give a shit about what the main mission is as long as they can get angry about something. To me, those people are more dangerous to the Democratic Party in this country than MAGA. MAGA is transparent. It knows exactly what it is. It's not shy about telling you what it's trying to do. It's aggressive in what it tries to put forward, and it's easy to just take it down. The left has the problem here because they don't know how to tamp these people down. They don't know how to shut them up. There is no way to do it. They just come in and cause chaos non-stop. And it's extremely counterproductive because it's within our own ranks. These are people that theoretically should agree on almost everything every take we have. We should be seeing eye to eye on this shit. Despite all that, they take a look at these teeny little moments where they go, let me fucking point a finger at you. And they just point it and they ignore all the work we should be doing. The chorus on its surface is an amazing idea that Democrats need to get behind. Getting Democrats to go, all right, we're going to coordinate how we produce content to try to influence people and make them see the truth about what's going on with Donald Trump. That's a fucking good idea. Okay. And if there are dark money elements or whatever, all these complaints, shut the fuck up. Focus on the mission. We're in a game. We're trying to win it. Okay. You are fucking us up. Because you're in our locker room. All right. MAGA's the other locker room. You're in our locker room fucking up the vibe. You gotta stop it. It's just counterproductive. I understand the moral integrity element of it. I understand it on the surface, but it's not a winning attitude. If you want to win, you're not helping. If you want to make a point and get people to go, oh, look at this guy. We're morally aligned. Great, you're winning. But you're never going to win a fucking election that way. And you're only going to hold us back. And the reason I say they're more dangerous than MAGA is because we are the only opposition to MAGA. And if you're actively taking us down a notch in terms of our ability to fight, you are fucking us harder than MAGA because they're already our opponent. You're supposed to be our ally. So hot take, tepid take, warm take, I don't know what it is, but that shit pissed me off a lot because we all have to be on the same page to win this shit. They are hyper coordinated over there on MAGA. And trust me, a lot of the people on the right hate MAGA. They don't talk about it. They don't try to infight. They fucking work together because they have enough alignment in their vision for America that they stick together and they don't fucking infight. we need to take that page from them and actually save America from their bullshit agenda, which we're clearly not doing right now.
I think that's a good place to maybe end the episode. We good? You guys
would be proud of me. I was going to use the cheering audio and I held back because they were
I'm sweating.
If people aren't current, somebody gave Tim one of those DJ, like the synthesizer things, and he found a way to plug it into our
recording tool we use.
Right. And
there it is.
God damn it.
I'll take a bow.
And now we are a low-level sports radio station from Topeka.
WNBC.
Fuck. Those are like radio noises too.
Yeah.
Zach,
what's that guy's name? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. If you want to keep going on the radio bit, that's fine.
No, I was going to make a Stern reference, but keep going. No.
I like Howard Stern. I mean, never mind. Zap that from the record. I don't want to have that conversation. So reverse. He's a little controversial, but everybody is on the radio. Zach, just clarifying point.
Yeah.
You said initially you said more dangerous to the Democratic Party than MAGA.
Correct. I think to the country too.
Do you, which one, what is your hot take? Is it to the country or to the Democratic Party?
I think it's to the Democratic Party and by extension to the country. Like I said in there, it's I don't think that
if we failed in the country.
Exactly. Like I think the viewpoint of MAGA is much more dangerous to,
they want to take rights away. Yeah. The leftists don't want anything.
That's obvious. But the leftists are the impediment to the opposition getting to the point they need to be at. I mean, you could even make the argument in 2024, if the Gaza whole, like, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris because the Gaza shit didn't happen. There's a chance she wins that election. I don't think it's enough personally, but there's a chance she gets at least closer. There's
maybe
no
Michigan.
Question.
Maybe
we're on like 9 months of. Has anyone seen Jill Stein in 9 months?
Who?
Jill,
I don't know.
Right.
It's not an election year. I don't know that name.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just checking.
It's an important clarification though, because I don't want it to come off like, oh, MAGA's perspectives aren't dangerous. Like they're extremely dangerous. But that's why we need to have the best well-oiled machine possible.
But I think you're also. But when you say left though, like I would say in this group, Luke is the most left of the four of us likely, but you're not.
I'm not talking about Luke.
We're not talking about. I think we're talking about chronically online, armchair leftist. Yeah. This isn't not like I vote for Bernie Sanders.
No,
that
of
left.
course
no,
not.
No, I'm just no.
It's the people who made videos going like, if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're a war criminal. Like
it's the guy. This is it. It's the guy that responded to my video announcing this podcast in fucking March, who said that the three of you, the four of you were going to fucking groom me into being a Biden lover, and that I was going to end up brainless something. And then he called me a bunch of slurs, and it's like, well, that's like the thing you're not supposed to do. And then you go look in his fucking bio, and it's got a big leftist across it. And I was like, whoa, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
We were going to, in March, when Donald Trump was president, we were going to make you a Biden lover?
Groom me into a Biden lover. Yep. And then he called Biden a groomer, which is like, what?
Huh?
Yeah, it's quite a video. I saved it. Every once in a while I go back to watch it because it's like, God damn, you're an idiot.
But that's the type of person you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the kind of person. And they've got like 400 followers.
Yeah,
and
but there's a lot of them.
That's
the problem.
Sometimes there's 22. Yeah,
that's why this situation pissed me off, because it flushed them all out, and they're all like right in the open, going, "Hello, there's like 5 to 10% of your organization is us." I'm like, fuck.
I'm also not entirely. I'm not entirely certain that like a significant portion of the people that were really vocal about this weren't fucking bots.
Yeah,
because I saw a lot of.
There's always that
identical.
Like,
and they proved in the election,
and like,
they proved in the election that was happening. There were actual Hungarian bot farms that were like funded by Putin. Not because they wanted Trump to win, but because they want America to fail. And the best way to make America fail is to pay for shit that promotes Trump. Exactly. The way I'm thinking about it, like how you're describing this, it's like MAGA is like the skin cancer that you have. and leftists like destroying us from within is like the fucking pancreatic tumor you don't know you have.
Exactly.
And
until it's too late.
You're like, I'll just take care of this little skin cancer. And they're like, bro, it's the least of your concerns.
100%. That's dead on.
Well, and I just I want people to know this is so useless. Ross Perot got 19 million votes in 1992, running as a third party because he believed the system was fucked. He believed nobody was right. Yeah. He was kind of socially liberal. He was like your old school libertarian. He was like socially liberal, super economically conservative.
Yeah.
Wanted a balanced budget amendment. Like he won a lot of people. He got 0 electoral votes. He changed nothing by being technically correct and getting a shit ton of support. He
changed one thing.
Bill Clinton elected, right?
He got Bill Clinton elected.
Oh yeah, that's one element of it. But I think it's really important that we understand. Like the reason I don't like those groups is because they don't live in fucking reality. Like they're like trying to make this big statement. The statement is not going to change the fucking system. You need to operate in reality. Like you want Democrats to go and vote against, arming Israel or whatever. You think that that's going to actually change Gaza? It's not going to fucking do that. So don't die on the hill that's useless. Die on a hill where you could actually make a difference. And that's coming together with the Democratic Party, who largely 99% of the time agrees with you, and fight side by side and let your little moral misgivings shut the fuck up and put him off to the side.
The reason that I just think that the purity test, I mean, we talked about last week, the purity test, it's a purity test. And when people are like, well, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris on because of Gaza. My answer to her is, what are you saying to the 13-year-old girl who was raped by her uncle and is now pregnant?
Right. Exactly.
What are you saying to the people who have lived in this country for 40 years and all of a sudden are getting thrown in unmarked vans by guys in masks? What are you saying to the people who all of a sudden their grocery bills are going up because we have these stupid tariffs? Or what do we say to the people in DC who now live in a militarized zone because Donald Trump needs to make his ego
put his
bigger.
dick on the table.
And now he's going to make Trump Tower Gaza in 4 years.
Yeah, that's what bothers me the most.
Yeah. So it's like the world is big and complex. People are complex. The fact this group of us do not agree on every single issue. It is impossible. So like this purity stuff, maybe back in the 1700s when we were all just like riding our horse into town for the one time of the week, to get our like fresh water or whatever, and like used it for like 3 months, like simpler times, maybe. But like if we're going to act that way, this country will, and every country will fail.
Right. I think what gives me a little bit of hope is, I mean, we took a really terrible loss in 2024, and I watched a lot of people, in fact, make a lot of good videos. I saw some that were really funny, but basically I watched a lot of people who maybe 2 years ago would have like canceled the way you talked about things, or like would have corrected you, not even like maliciously, but just would have said like, hey, that's problematic, and hey, we shouldn't do this. They're all looking around going, maybe we don't have enough of us to win elections, and so maybe we need to chill out a little bit. And they are at least open to the idea of supporting people who are imperfect for the goal of the grand outcome. And we have an opportunity to stay focused on that. I think that's what is great about like Zoran. Gavin Newsom is a perfect example where everybody can agree in a ideal world. Like he's not the best choice. Like he wasn't my guy like a year ago. And I even made a video about it. But if he's going to win and he's going to go fight, like this is a 20-part healing process, right? Like if Gavin Newsom is step 1 and then we get a little bit incrementally better after that, you literally have to help deliver the best good, the greatest good to the most people, the most of the time. It's like the oldest liberal egalitarian principle right now, so that we can get to that better place, not say it's all or nothing. And, you have to earn my vote and all that shit.
100%. And here, I'll give you an example of the reverse, right? Because I am a former Republican. I'm a very moderate Democrat, probably an independent in any other world. I have publicly endorsed and gotten behind Zoran Mamdani. I don't agree with any fucking thing he's saying. I don't give a shit. He is a winner. He's got a great platform. He's got all the people behind him. I support him, even though I don't agree with the majority of what he has to say in terms of execution. I don't give a shit. Let's try it. You have to have a willingness to look at people you don't agree with and go, well, maybe there's some value to this. You can't just stay in this fucking steel case of 4 walls and go, well, this is where I live. Nothing's coming in or out. It's like, no, you have to be willing to take on ideas that you don't agree with.
There's got to be some flex.
Right.
Has to.
Well, let's look at Gavin Newsom, right? So right now he's at the top, right? And like, I think
without question,
but he's absolutely at the top, right? But like, okay, but I've seen so many people online say, Absolutely not, because of his position on homelessness and his position on trans. And I empathize with that because I understand.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, I know trans people who have just been horrifically, like, you know, beaten down and discriminated against and all of that. So it's very hard to say this, especially as a white male that's had every privilege on earth. You know, it's difficult to talk about these things. Same with the homelessness stuff. I'm to the left of Newsom on both of those things. But guys, we have to get out of this nightmare, out of this, like the country, the government is collapsing.
Right.
Like, we have to be very clear about this. This isn't just like first term shit where they like, they're stupid and like they're fighting because they don't know anything and they didn't get anything done except for tax cut. They're dismantling shit now. U.S. aid doesn't exist. Right. They just fired. There's this horrible story in the Washington Post this weekend about how Voice America's gone. They like
fucking CDC,
like the economist or the statistician for the Department of Education who had been there for 35 years, gone. Like, they're just like the brain drain, the destruction. So yes, will I vote for Gavin Newsom even though I don't agree with him on trans and homeless issues? Abso-fucking-lutely I will.
Well, here's the other element of it too. It's like Gavin Newsom, he's had a couple bad takes on those things from people on the left, but he's also done a lot of good things for the homeless community and the trans community. Like he's done a ton. Like, California has some of the best trans protections in the entire country. Yeah. So to look at it and go, well, he said some funny things about trans sports, like, shut the fuck up. He also protected all trans people in so many different ways. Please, can we focus on the big picture?
Also, he's going to put an HHS secretary in that actually believes in science. No shit. Unlike what we have now, which we do not have a fund.
No, that guy, no. RFK Jr. can see mitochondrial dysfunction in kids' faces. God. He has an ESP. He's got a sixth sense. You're an idiot.
Do you know how absolutely, like, bonkers, batshit insane saying something like
mitochondrial challenges?
Mitochondrial challenges? What the fuck are you talking about?
What does that even mean?
The powerhouse of the cell isn't functioning.
He saw tired kids.
Walking around with a fucking microscope. I don't know what he's doing.
At the airport. He saw tired kids at the airport and diagnosed them with inflammation and mitochondrial.
They got inflammation.
But I don't know if people know the CDC.
He looks pretty inflamed, if you ask me. But no.
Well,
check his mitochondria.
15 years of shooting heroin has not treated him very well.
He did heroin 15 years.
It was over a decade.
Oh, I got right.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the thing? It's like, sorry, real quick.
It's okay.
Somebody said that, and I posted this on Instagram, but it made me laugh so hard I have to say it here too. Somebody said that RFK Jr. looks like if you microwaved Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. That was so good. There's so many good comedians doing shit about that. There's another one who said like his throat is literally trying to get him to shut the fuck up. Like, his voice sounds like his throat is trying to be like, stop talking.
Please stop talking.
And look, like, I mean, and for everybody listening, we're laughing because there's nothing else to do at this particular juncture. Because to be perfectly honest, the CDC, I don't know if people saw this, like, the top 5 people all either quit or they tried to fire. And this is political appointees and career staff, because RFK basically tried to say, we're going to get rid of the entire vaccine commission that approves the vaccines every year, the flu vaccines, the COVID vaccines, approves new things that come on. He's like, no, I don't want to put all these. He's putting in all these absolute batshit nutballs. Yeah. And so any doctor who's in a position's like, I'm gone.
Fuck that. I'm out.
But now we're in a situation, and I know, Zach, you had a good post on it, and I did a video too. Like, we don't know if our kids are going to be able to get vaccinated this winter.
I literally got a message from our pediatrician going, well, we don't know. And you probably, like, unless your kid's over 5, you probably can't get the COVID vaccine. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, but think of how strong their mitochondria will be.
Yeah. They're going to have superpowered mitochondria. They're going to be.
That's awesome.
I mean,
they'll have so much energy right until pneumonia kills them.
Yeah. This is another example of where, when someone tells me, if you're not 100% correct on Gaza, I'm not voting for you. It's like, our nation's health, we now have to rely on outside experts. I talked to somebody, I don't want to say their name, but very high up in a certain university, about what happened at the CDC, and they referred to it as the Saturday Night Massacre, which is that was the Nixon thing, right? Where he fired a bunch of people that were trying to get him to resign and all this stuff, and then ended up having to do it anyways when they found out about the tapes, and he very clearly broke the law and all that. But in this case, it's the opposite, where you've got, well, no, actually it's the same, because it's the president trying to get rid of people who are just trying to give the American public factual information that will keep their families safe. But MAHA, make America, quote unquote, healthy again. Is this batch again. So when was this before? Healthier. before the polio vaccine, probably, right? We're going back to the 40s.
It's
just like
insane.
the great again bullshit. It's fucking.
I fucking hate it, dude. It's
revisionist
like
history branded with horse shit and sold to people who have been de-educated to such a degree that they don't know the difference.
Also, it is. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. A lot of this is like back when white people had all the power and all of the minorities were shoved in a corner. Because they're talking about going back to the 40s and 50s, right? Like this is one of the greatest, which of course the highest tax rate.
I was going to say, go back to the tax rate.
I don't think they like that.
Dude, some of the Maha shit is from like the 1800s.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't want any vaccines, no vaccines. What raw milk?
Yeah, why? That I don't understand.
The FDA was
natural.
I hope they all drink it every day, and then we'll just be rid of them. And they can have no vaccines.
They'll just get listeria or whatever the fuck lives in there.
Get your really bad diseases, and I'll say sayonara.
Yeah. That's like people in at their 30s or 40s. They're like, I drink it, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah. But if you give that to children or elderly people, it can kill them.
Oh, 100%.
Like it just is crazy. But I think it goes to another thing that nobody believes in any institutions anymore because there is so much misinformation out there.
Yes.
I mean, we've always had batshit crazy anti-vaxxers, but they've usually been shoved in a corner and people laugh at them.
Oh, the COVID
for
shit
their
is
idiocy.
nuts.
Like Jenny McCarthy, who should be scorned and should not be on that stupid ass show, who's the person that made anti-vax, pulled it into the mainstream. Her and RFK Jr. actually are the two. And now we all have to suffer from it. And it's going to mean people die.
You know,
it did get Trump 1 point a boost in the polls last year so that he could get RFK's endorsement. So.
It's the painful thing is like
50-50, both sides.
It's the do your own research crowd I fucking can't stand. Like like because I used to work in pharmaceutical advertising and I would have to read clinical studies all the time, and that's not easy to read them. Like they're very there's a real rhythm to figuring out what the fuck they mean. There is no chance in fuck that the majority of these people could even read one page of this and recite back what it actually says.
It's like
they don't know.
Fucking 50% of the U.S. reads at or below a 6th grade level.
Yeah.
They're not reading any of that.
Those are called Republicans.
But guys,
correct.
RFK Jr. has discovered the cause of autism.
Of course.
Yeah. Now he hasn't told us yet.
It's coming in a month. That's
hasn't
how they
told us
know.
yet.
Yeah.
Mitochondrial challenges.
They have figured it out.
That you can see.
And they are going to
They're
announce
doing studies to prove it.
At a later date. I'm just actually curious what they're going to say. I like
vaccines,
what bullshit.
I'm putting my money on it right now.
Vaccines.
And like my favorite thing about the COVID vaccine is like, we didn't study it enough. It's the most studied drug in the history of mankind. Not in like American history or in the last few years, ever.
Yeah, but
most studied ever.
Zach, but the mRNA vaccine that's never been used before.
And it's like, have you not heard of any vaccine injuries, you idiots?
Well, first of all, take that. I mean, that's bullshit too, right? But like this is why like these people, they have been studying mRNA vaccines since the fucking 80s.
Forever. And like all the shit they base it off of is VAERS. And VAERS is the everybody goes like all the anti-vaxxer shit is VAERS. Right. Do you know what VAERS data is? People self-reporting. So I could go, I got 17 new testicles because of the vaccines. It's in VAERS. Yeah. I got 17 new testicles. It causes testicular growth.
Guys,
get the fuck out of here.
I now am a unicorn.
Wait, I can get testicular growth?
Yeah.
Did you say I can take the COVID shot and get...
Now MAGA's interested. Right?
I just hate it.
It's just check out the VAERS system. Yeah. I'm like, I could literally go and say that I have a unicorn horn now.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so stupid. And of course those guys all go do that. Right? Of course they do. But like, and like, but the thing about vaccine, I know we've gone way off topic now, but like the thing that kills me is that in order for them to be right, the entire medical community, doctors, researchers, nurses, nurse practitioners, all across the world, millions of people have been keeping a secret.
Right. It's
that
dark
vaccines
money.
Are bad. It's what dark money.
It's dark money. It all comes back. It's a circle.
The 1630 fund is the one that put all of the money into the vaccine research.
They put the chips in there too that control you.
Is it like when have a million, not even millions, when have a million people ever been able to keep their mouth shut? When have 10 people been able to keep their mouth shut?
Exactly. They can't
it's
do
just
shit.
Complete
well, we've
nonsense.
kept the moon
That's how I knew
landing
that
a
Trump
secret
wasn't dead
for a
this
long
weekend,
time.
by the way.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
There's no dinosaurs. No, you can't.
I mean, people believe crazy shit. The Earth is flat. There's no vaccines.
I've met him.
I do like the guy who tried to prove the Earth was flat and blew himself up trying to fly a rocket that he built to prove that the Earth was flat. That
we need to
happened a few
bring
years
back,
ago.
make Darwin Awards great again.
They
Where did
should
Darwin
be
Awards
real.
go?
Isn't that what Florida Man is?
Maybe it just pivoted to Florida Man.
Florida, I think it
it's
just went to, yeah.
I think that's
They were
only
like, there's so much
Florida,
overlap
though,
between
right?
Darwin Awards and Florida. It's just Florida Man now.
Yeah.
Zach,
Right.
so hang on. So I want to close off the hot take. We did this last week.
God damn.
Oh my
We
God,
were
this is a
like, it's a
30-minute
10-minute hot take. We were like, it's
Let's
a
just
10
go
minute.
the whole episode.
Before
10
the
minute Rick
episode,
and
we're
Morty.
like, we're going to time box this at 10 minutes so we can have a spicy discussion about Taylor Swift. And then we spent like 4,000 years talking in circles. Anyway, we're going to do it again today. But to tie that off, I think I always like to end everything on a upbeat note. I think that the idea of gatekeepers has become more of a thing. And people are talking about gatekeeping, the Democratic Party gatekeeping language, like, well, maybe don't tell people to not swear because they hurt your feelings, or if like they come at religion, maybe just like let that happen, even if you're religious. Maybe we need to protect diversity of opinion rather than trying to make everybody the same. And this is a new thing, because there are things I'm comfortable saying now again, where I always felt them and I would have defended them, but like I wouldn't have had a hot take on it maybe, 5 years ago. That now I feel like we can just talk about more openly, because we're in this like place where everything's fucking terrible and we all agree that we lost, and whether it was like a good loss or a bad loss doesn't really matter. We all lost. And so we need to rebuild. And so it's like, okay, we're in maybe a little more constructive state of mind. And I think this is the opportunity to have that conversation of, when you tell a person that there is a correct or an incorrect way of being a Democrat or of supporting a Democratic politician, that person always has the choice to just go vote for the other fucking person.
Right.
Or just say
they
not
don't
vote at all.
They're not right. Or just not vote. Or just tune out, or be like, well, I agree with all of their economic positions, but like they seem fucking crazy, or they annoyed me to death and I don't want to be in a room with them. Like, those are real things. And if we do that too much to people, I think it was Mark Maron who said we annoyed people into supporting fascism in a stand-up recently. And we can't do that.
Oh, I love Mark.
And Mark is so good.
You're right.
I want to get him on the podcast. And
Yes.
we're in this state of awareness right now where we understand that if we do that, we are going to ruin it again for ourselves. And so please, everybody, like, we all support 99.9% of the same outcomes. How we get there looks different, and how we talk about it sounds different, but we're all trying to get to the same outcome. So whether it's Gavin Newsom or whether it's AOC or anybody in between, support the person who ultimately the party picks to go and beat JD fucking Vance, because that guy is a psychopath who should never be in power again.
Who's in Peter Thiel's pocket.
That's true.
Do you know what we
Never
can't
heard of
talk
him.
enough about, guys?
What?
Our new merch.
It is pretty sweet.
It is. I just wanted to say I've got the faces. By the way, we all made fun of my face. I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Pretty
right?
funny.
Those are pretty good.
Okay.
You look like
Whatever.
you're afraid of something. Maybe.
Getting caught.
Afraid of talking to you guys.
Mhm.
I'm getting harassed for my slightly off-kilter face on the shirt. But anyways, so these shirts just came in, guys, and they have been selling like crazy, which is great. But I'm actually happy that the tree shirt, I think, is selling a little bit better than the face shirt.
The tree shirt's pretty sick. Mine's in the washing
But the
machine.
tree one's
Yeah, I
pretty
love the
awesome.
tree
Yeah,
one.
I was wearing that the other day. And I will be wearing this, guys, in front of 80,000 people at the Oasis show, which otherwise is known as the 40 and 50-year-old version of the Eras tour. So I will probably be... Excuse
The
me.
80-year-old version of the Beatles tour.
Oh my God. That's see. But we have other shirts too, guys. They're made in America. They're union made. Live in our values. We actually dropped the prices a little bit. You can go to findoutpodcast.com, and then there's a button on the homepage for merch. Click on that, and there's all kinds of stuff. Sweatshirts, t-shirts. I think that's actually all we have. Oh, stickers and tote bags.
Mugs.
What I hear you saying is that if on this beautiful Labor Day,
yes,
you want to support American labor, unlike our piece of shit, labor-hating, union-busting president,
correct,
buy our
piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Buy our American-made Find Out podcast merch.
Give us some of
and
that
you'll
dark
be a
money.
better person.
Yes. Yes, and it is dark
Yes,
because it doesn't get no one knows that you bought it.
Yep.
So I guess that's dark too.
Dark money.
If you buy the black shirts,
yes.
they're dark money.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes. So please go to findoutpodcast.com to buy that merchandise and show your support. And also you can support the show by going to findoutpodcast.substack.com and becoming a member, telling your friends and family, because we are making this a job, guys. And, we would prefer
Tim's
to
the only
make
one
the
who
money
gets
that
any
way.
dark money.
It's true. I need more dark money.
I'm the only one. Like I said, I changed my title or my bio on Threads to say paid, receives dark money from Chorus. So everybody knows now. So everybody can calm down.
That's good. I like that.
So that is all of it. I think because it's Labor Day, we can be a few minutes short today. So
sure.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We are so glad to have your support and have you with us. I think once you start reading this Tuesday, we'll be a little slow. And then I think we're going to have a mad dash to next year. So things are about to get crazy. But if we all stick together, we're going to have some good stuff happen. So until next time, folks, have a wonderful day.